We've got ones that can see. Welcome, everybody, to today's show. What a time to be alive, right? Kawasaki has debuted a hydrogen-powered, four-legged bionic robot, Corleo, which literally is like a Terminator horse. You know, this is something that we need in our world. We need all of this money to go into this. These are the same tech people that constantly tell you to donate your money and how we need to help people, right? And all this money goes into things like creating this, right? Because, of course, they probably plan on extincting most horses and other animals in the future, right? Because they're certainly looking to do that. And, of course, make humans extinct at the same time. And if we're thinking about extinction, if anyone out there is wondering about the other insane thing going on right now with the dire wolves, if you haven't heard that story with CRISPR, I have a video on it on my other channel, which is called Nations Conspire, which I'll leave linked below. Make sure you subscribe to it because you got to hear it. You got to hear about how these people with no authority are creating this type of technology and we're allowing it. Right? We're always looking at one another as, ooh, this person disagrees with me. I don't like them. I don't like how this person looks, right? Meanwhile, these psychopaths are creating things like, you know, genetically modified, genetically engineered species like dire wolves, pretending that it's de-extincting an animal when it's really actually merging the genetics from a deceased animal with a new animal, making a hybrid animal because it's a gray wolf and a dire wolf. And again, the video is available on Nations Conspire. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you check it out. It is frightening. But let's focus on this, right? Because what we need in the world right now is we actually really need, do we not need, come on, don't we need a four-legged vehicle that is really an animal that you could hop over mountains with? I mean, I'm going to play for you the clip now. This is from Kawasaki, okay? And some of the imagery might be AI-induced or whatever, but the plan is that this is coming out and going to be available on the market. And it shouldn't surprise you, I guess, since Elon Musk is releasing a Tesla humanoid robot, Optimus, right? And people out there don't seem concerned about that. They seem to celebrate it. Say, it's great. I'm going to get a robot in my home, and that robot is going to make me a martini. I'm going to spend 50 grand on the robot. He's going to make me a martini. Oh, and then in the night, of course, that robot's probably going to humble me the old country way, right? Oopsie daisy. I let it into my home. I thought it was just here to make a martini. Oh, it's here to do that to me and my wife and kids? Oopsie daisy, right? This is absolutely frightening. Take a look at this technology that we don't need, that, of course, people are cheering for.
Corleo.
So when you think about that, I mean, it's freaky, it's scary, right? And it's also very unnecessary. But then you say to yourself, wow, so they put these things out on the market. Most people can't buy it. And then what ends up happening? You know, it's very interesting because I've seen a lot of predictive programming when it comes to robots. Haven't all of you? Lots of predictive programming. It doesn't end well. From Terminator to, I don't know, maybe 8 trillion movies where these things end up going rogue on their own. And, you know, even have your own government telling you that, hey, AI is the future, but it could go rogue and it could, you know, exterminate the human race, right? But specifically, Black Mirror actually had a very similar episode about those robo-dogs, right? Remember, they've normalized this type of stuff in China during the outbreak. They had robo-dogs policing the streets. And we all looked at it, we were like, this is insane, right? They're surveilling people, they're watching people, monitoring who's leaving past curfew, right? And of course, it becomes more and more normal. Then in America, Donald Trump has robo-dogs policing Mar-a-Lago, right? The next thing you know, everybody's desensitized to it, and they go, that's neat, I want a robo-dog too. And then guess what happens? Well, it turns into an episode of Black Mirror. Remember this predictive programming with what happens with those robo-dogs? This looks like a really good time. Can't wait for this.
The
I mean, that's really exciting stuff, right? I mean, that's exactly what we need. We need robo dogs, then we need robo horses. So we can go from the dog to the horse, so it's even bigger, right? So these things could literally like just tackle us and destroy us. That would be great. I mean, long gone, okay, is the notion that robots are going to be things like Johnny Five. Remember Johnny Five? Yeah, from Short Circuit, right? Dress him up in a little cowboy outfit. You're supposed to look at it and say, that's funny, that's silly, right? It's a robot, it's cute. Of course, Johnny Five was the good guy in the movie. The humans were the bad guy, right? Because the humans were beating it with a baseball bat and everybody cried and they said, oh, Johnny Five, let's bring him back, right? And look where we are now. Is anybody paying attention to the things going on at Boston Dynamics? The frightening technology they have there? I mean, they literally have robots that aren't only doing things that humans do, which should concern humans. As humans, I think we should band together and say, hey, we don't need these things to be doing like office jobs, clerical work, answering phone, whatever. We don't need that because then, those are jobs, even though they're they're meaningless jobs, but, we don't need them doing it because then what are we going to do, right? And they, of course, look at you and they go, well, you got to find something else to do. And you go, okay, I'll do this. And they go, oh, yeah, I could do that too. I found this. Oh, yeah, I could do that too, right? Next thing you know, you are on universal basic income and you're going, how did we get to this point? Well, because we didn't push back against tech. And we allow people without our permission to create this type of tech, which is, again, what I talked about in that Dire Wolves video, which is available on Nations Conspire on my other channel if you haven't subbed yet to it. What I mentioned there. These people have no authority to either create new life, and in a sense, this is creating new life. Because these things are going to roam the earth and be let loose, not only to take our jobs, to live among us, right? And then you look at it and you're like, why are they training these things in addition to like, oh, okay. You think about a factory, right? You think about a forklift. Okay, well, the evolution of the forklift. Now you have these robotics that could actually take the box off the forklift and put it on a shelf. All right, well, that's not needed and shouldn't be allowed, okay? And then you go, well, all right, they're creating this type of technology. They're trying to, help themselves save some money. Well, can anybody explain why the robots at Boston Dynamics look a lot like some of the things we've seen in Black Mirror? Why are these things doing front flips? Why are these things doing all sorts of just ridiculous movements with their body? Is this needed? Have you seen some of this stuff from Boston Dynamics? Take a look at how these things are moving, the things that they're doing. Then ask yourself, why are they creating these things to do stuff like that? Oh, because they're silly, right? They're silly. Oh, they're being funny. They're having them break dance and do all sorts of, oh, that's cute, right? Have the robot break dance so that the sheeple out there see it and they go, that's neat. I want one of those for my own house. I want a robot that break dances so I can laugh at it in my living room. Then it can slit my throat, right? I mean, take a look at some of the stuff that Boston Dynamics is doing, of course, with no human being's permission other than their own. And these are the same people that'll, of course, shame you and say, well, you don't understand technology and science and how this is needed, right? Oh, no, I don't. I don't authorize this in my existence, and no other human being should either. looks great, doesn't it? I mean, don't you just want to get one of those in your home so that it could go to your mailbox and get the mail for you? Oh, wait a minute, we're not going to have mail anymore. That's going to be obsolete too. Everything's going to be digital. So what are these things going to do, right? Oh, is it going to make them? Oh, it's going to actually be your police officer inside of your home, right? It's going to be the eyes and ears of Big Brother. And it's also going to be something that you can't really control that's inside of your home, that you physically can't do anything to. Because again, if you think that just because you own a gun, because I've heard people, and I've cracked jokes over the years where I'm like, get me a billy club, get me a bat, bring this thing to my house, I'll get an axe, a flamethrower. Well, none of those things are going to do anything to these types of robots because they're going to be really heavy, right? And a bullet is just going to bing right off of it, right? I mean, you want to hit it with an AR. I mean, what do you think you're going to do with it, right? What everybody needs is something that nobody can get, right? You ever seen these drone guns, these tactical drone guns, these EMP type weapons? These types of things can short circuit their technology. And that's why, of course, you can't buy these things at stores. And the majority of us don't have a clue how to make it. Now, if you're out there, you know how to make it, hit me up. I'd love for somebody to make me something like that. Actually, a lot of them. I'd like to keep them. Store them under my bed, right? In case in the middle of the night, one of these things does walk through my door and try to humble me the old country way, because I'm not allowing that to happen, right? These are the types of things that we need, okay? Because these are the only types of things that are going to short circuit this type of tech. And sure, it ain't here yet. It ain't here yet, but I guarantee you that drone guns and tactical EMP type weaponry, it'll be illegal because they know that you'll be able to use this to disarm. You can, this type of technology, if you have, black ops show up on your property, well, if you shoot this thing, this isn't like a laser beam that kills people. This is something that kills the technology. It murders the tech, right? So if you pointed this at the black ops, you were like, look what I got. They're not like they're going to run and be like, oh, he's going to shoot me with a space laser, even though we know those are real directed energy weapons. What it would do is short circuit all their tech, which would really disarm them. Because if you think about it, the best way to disarm a military would be to short circuit their technology. So this is the stuff that's going on. I mean, we literally are watching them build out Black Mirror in front. I mean, they're building out a horror movie. Terminator, really, I guess is what we can compare it to, right? Where nobody's asked for this. Nobody was like, hey, you know what would be neat? I really need, a robot with 4 legs that's like a horse. Because instead of actually getting a horse and riding a horse and learning to ride a horse, I need to do it with Kawasaki. That sounds a lot better. I mean, that's the mindset we're at, right? Where everything is technology, nothing is, nobody would say, hey, what's the point of getting the Kawasaki hydrogen-powered horse? Why don't you just get horseback riding lessons? Oh, is it too dangerous compared to that, right? And then to go up mountains and these things are going to be surveilling us all over the earth. That's the reason they're creating this stuff. They're not creating this so that you could have a good time. You could go hiking on your Kawasaki horse or your humanoid robots in your home. It's going to make you bake ziti tonight. They're creating this stuff because this is going to be what this police state is run by, right? Think about it. You have the humanoid robot in your home. What do you think it's really there for? There to entertain you? No, it's not. It's there to monitor you. Okay, not that they already don't monitor you with all the tech that we have, but if you're at a place, what do you think that thing's going to do? It's going to tase you in the gonads. Okay, thing's going to take care of you. What do you think if you're out free somewhere, right? Oh, I'm going to get out in the mountains away from everything. Maybe I can get off grid. Oh, you don't think those things are going to be roaming out there? All right, you'd be like, I'm up in the mountains. They can't get up here and track me. Maybe if the drones come up here, I could shoot them down. Maybe, if the drones come up, maybe they can't come up at this altitude, right? Oh, look, they're sending up these 4-legged horse robots. Or maybe they'll just send up the breakdancing Boston Dynamics robot, right? Oh yeah, here's our Boston Dynamic robot. It could shred paper, but it also can shred you. So that sounds like a great idea. I mean, where we're headed with technology, it is the demise of humanity. They tell you that it is, but nobody pays attention to it. Yeah. I mean, everybody looks at human beings. Well, obviously people have grown cold. Nobody likes one another anymore because of their hypnosis machine. They've made everyone turn on one another. You don't hear anybody say about technology, this is ridiculous, we need to stop this, right? The 1600s, you could forget it. Any other time, 30 years ago, right? But of course, they had to desensitize people along the way, turn people on one another so they could just start going, hey, we got robots that could do better things than you. Hey, we got robots that can kill you. Hey, we got robots that are going to replace you. Hey, we got robots that are going to take your job. Yeah, all of it. Perfect, right? Oh, and we have robots that can climb up mountains. We have robots that can make martinis. We have robots that can slit your throat. We got it all, right? Next thing you know, we all look around and we go, what the beep? How did we get here? Well, because we allowed it, right? And you don't hear any of the mainstream media or any of the alt-right media. None of them are going, hey, we got to cut back on we got to go backwards now with this, not forward, right? We don't need to be replaced. We don't need any more surveillance than they already have on us. No, everybody wants to move forward. Lots of conditioning, the CCTV and all that stuff with the true crimes, getting people on board with, cameras everywhere. And everyone's like, good, then there won't be any crime. It'll bring the crime rate down. Oh, yeah? Well, it'll do a lot more than that. Okay, when Big Brother's peeping through your shower curtain at you, right? And they're like, oh, they don't want to spy on me. They don't want to listen to me. Remember I did that video on the robo vacuum? Probably not. I don't know. I know some people are obviously around for a long time, but I don't expect you to remember every video. But I did a video on the robo vacuum a while back. And somebody had the robo vacuum, and then they realized that the company who made the robo vacuum was filming them with the robo vacuum. Some woman was taking a shower, and then they were sharing it at their office. She's like, what? How is this happening? And it has a camera and everything else, right? And nobody did anything. Nobody goes, Same thing with the story I just mentioned recently, the Amazon, the story of the Amazon worker who went to someone's door and the guy supposedly said racial slurs. And what did he told Amazon? Oh, what did Amazon do? Amazon locked him out of his smart home. Amazon took over his technology and so that sounds great. So yeah, let's move forward with this. This sounds wonderful. Let's focus on, if men are allowed to play in the WNBA or not, okay? Instead of just going, no, this isn't even something we should be discussing, okay? It's not being discussed, and if you talk like that, we're going to put you in a padded room until you stop talking like that, right? That's just common sense. Nobody should get stressed about it. Nobody should be arguing about it. It's not worth the debate. But of course, they've made it worth the debate because that's part of the hypnosis. The alt-right, get you all fired up about it instead of everyone just going, absolutely not. And if anyone's thinking like that, we need to figure out why they're thinking like that. Right? And then you go, oh, they're thinking like that because the TV shows and the propaganda out there has poisoned their mind, right? And they don't even realize what mind control is. So that's why they're thinking that, they suddenly should put on a wig and go play, women's sports, right? Yeah, focus on that while they're creating all this stuff. And of course, it's completely unauthorized. Nobody's given the authority to do this. Nobody. But they continue to do it. But they'll look at you and say, wait, let me see your background. Let me get a background check on you, see whether or not you can own a gun. And nobody has a background check on these people. Nobody's saying, well, what if they're programming this robot? What if they have some sick thoughts? I mean, can they program the robot to do sick things? Of course they can, right? They've shown us predictive programming with The Rock on Saturday Night Live. Remember his robot in SNL? I have videos available on the website if you haven't seen it. Frightening, right? The child you-know-what robot, and everyone laughed in the crowd because, like sheeple, they'll laugh at some type of idea that's so sick and sinister they don't realize that that's part of the plan. That's really what it's going to be like when you have these humanoid robots inside your home. So again, anybody out there, if you didn't hear my message earlier or you bypassed it as far as Nations Conspire and you're not subscribed, I highly recommend you join my other channel, watch that video I did on the dire wolves. It's frightening. We have a lot of people who have a lot of authority. They haven't been given any authority from us. And it's literally like creating life. That's what we can look at these robots like. Nobody's giving them the green light in society. No civilians are like, this is great. I want this. We just sit back and they just throw this stuff out there. And we're supposed to be like, wow, I'm amazed that there's a robot that could put my mail on the shelves and pick up boxes. No, thanks. How about somebody get me one of those tactical EMP guns and we shoot these things, right? Oh, I'm sorry. If I went and did that at Boston Dynamics, I'd be put in jail for 75 years for murder, right? Oh, he went and he shot our technology, cost us money. Oh my gosh, that thing has more rights than we do. Exactly. They do. And these people continue to get the approval to do whatever they want, and we sit back and we allow it. Unbelievable. So we now have a horse that no one asked for, a Kawasaki horse, 4-legged bionic robot that can roam out in the wilderness. And you think this is for you? You think this is that so you could go out, climb up Hetchy, right? You're going up Yosemite, right? Is that what you're going up Half Dome with this? No, you're not. But they are. They're going to be all around you with this technology. You ain't going to be any escape thanks to technology. I thank everybody for being here. I hope you're all doing well. God bless all of you and your families as always.